What's up everyone, this is Yaya and I'm here sitting with the only Krumper in Kuwait.
Hey guys, my name is Mishal Alroomi. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Kuwait, and Kuwait is actually in the Middle East. I'm sure some of you have heard of Dubai. So we're kind of the country that's right on top of it. If you open up the map, you look for Dubai, you look for Saudi Arabia, we're the country that's on the top right corner. So if you type Kuwait on Google, you'll be able to find us.
Tell us, how did you get into Krump? You've been Krumping, you said, for 7 years. Like, how did you manage to be the only Krumper in the whole country? Like, how did you try to spread the knowledge here? And did you travel? How did you learn? Like, tell us all about it.
I've been Krumping for 7 years. I started Krumping actually. I think I was 13 or 14. Basically, I got to know Krump through my older brother. My older brother was more into. He used to be a big fan of Krump Kings. He used to watch all the videos, all the DVDs that Tadais used to upload on YouTube and stuff. So he didn't get into it too much because he was a little old at that time. So he just simply passed it down to me. He introduced me. He told me, "Yo, there's a dance style that's called Krump. I know you're gonna be good at it." At that time, I was into a lot of styles. Before that, I was into popping, hip hop, and breakdancing. But when my older brother introduced me to this style, I simply just fell in love with it, and I just stuck with it. And ever since then, I've been Krumping, and I've been the only person in this country who is into the style. Some of the difficulties that I've actually had through my Krump journey, if I want to call it a Krump journey, is that even amongst my other dancer friends, the style was still kind of new and unique for most of them, so they didn't actually understood the fact that Krump is actually different than hip hop. It's a different culture entirely. So even my friends, they were supporting me, but at the same time, they didn't really know how to support me more. So they were just like, even when I Krump in front of them, they'd be like, "Yeah, okay, he's doing something that we don't know what it is, and we can't do that." But we still don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. And at that time, my knowledge of Krump wasn't even that. It's because I didn't have a lot of workshops. I've never been around any other Krumpers. I've never been around any Krump sessions. I've never battled any Krumpers in my life. So myself, I had an issue of how to teach this to my friends, to my family, to the people around. So even though I was really wanting to spread this style in my country, but at the same time, I was lacking the knowledge. So I really needed to know what Krump is. So what I did was, I started watching a lot of videos on YouTube. I started following Tadais, starting from Krump Kings. I used to watch Krump Kings like Cage 1, Cage 2, Cage 3. But in the end, there's not a lot that you can learn from videos on YouTube. So I did the best I can to just capture the main things that he's trying to teach. I would pay attention to the basics that Tadais and Miho would repeat in most of their teaching videos. So I practiced those basics over and over again until my body simply got the feeling of it. So what I really loved about Krump is the feeling that it gives you when you're actually dancing. So what happened is that I just kept on practicing as much as I can. I would watch how Krump was actually evolving in each cage. Cage 3, I consider Cage 3 was the time when Krump really changed here. When Street Kingdom came out, to me that was also another evolution of Krump. So I was trying to keep up with how Krump is changing, but at the same time, I didn't have anyone around me that was teaching me those basics or those changes or those terminologies. So I was simply just depending on my ability to observe and watch how Krumpers are actually changing from one year to another. New Krumpers were coming out of nowhere. New sessions, new competitions, new worldwide events. So I was just doing the best I can to keep tabs on what's happening in the Krump world, but at the same time, I couldn't practice much because, yes, I can see Krump changing, but I don't know exactly what is changing in the style, what's happening with the stumps, what's happening to the chest pops. Yeah, I can see that something is changing, but I still don't know what it is exactly, what is it called, or how should I approach it, or how should I practice it. So the only thing that I've been doing all this time is basically watching videos and trying to copy what I see. So all this time, all I've been doing is just watching and copying people. So I never really had the opportunity to be around any of the Krump teachers or even the creator of Krump himself, Tad-Eyes. I've never been into any of his workshops or any of his sessions. I've been only watching him on YouTube all this time. And I've never been into any Krump sessions at all, like I said. I've never been into any Krump battles. I've never even labbed with another Krumper at all. It was always just me. Like even when I chill with my friends and like we're jamming. So this guy's doing popping, this guy's breakdance, this guy everything, and then I come in, and then so I come in and I Krump, and then like the whole vibe just changes. You know, they see something, they're like, okay, this guy's doing something amazing, but we don't know what it is. Okay, so like the session was like the jam, or people are jamming, everything is like hatam. Then I come in and they're like, whoa, what is this? So even here in Kuwait, Krump is not really that popular, to be honest. And for almost 6, maybe 5 years, to be exact, 5 years, I've been trying to spread this style by getting involved in a lot of the art or dance events that happen in Kuwait. And to be honest, there are very little amounts of events that are happening here in Kuwait that involves dancing. So it was really hard to spread it. Aside from the fact they don't understand what it is, I realized that my society actually are afraid of the style itself. So what I realized that even amongst my friends, when I Krump, like in the beginning, like a few years back, when I Krump, even my friends, they would just simply, like literally in the middle of the jam, they would just like walk away. You know, they would just walk away, wait for me to finish, then they'll like come back and join the jam again. It's just because they don't know what to them. It's really different. It has a different energy, it has a different vibe. So they don't know what to do when I'm getting off. Or they don't know what to do. They think I'm just going crazy. To be honest, as dedicated as I was to it, but I've had a few bumps on the road where I actually considered leaving Krump, to the point that it was just me all this time, and no one was into it as much as I am. So I had a lot of trouble sticking into it a lot. So there were many times in my career where I considered backing out of it, just because I don't know any Krumpers outside of my country. I don't know who to go to learn Krump. The idea of me meeting Tad-Eyes was impossible. I can't go all the way to the US and learn from him. So there's no way for me to improve my Krump. I can't just depend on YouTube all the time. So I had a few moments in my life where I actually considered stopping, but eventually, again, my brother, the person who introduced me to this thing, he kept on pushing. He's like, just stick to it. Trust me, you're gonna be the lead in this in Kuwait. So stick to it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick to it, and that's what I've been doing all this time. So again, back into watching what Krumpers are doing, watching how Krump is evolving around the world. I see the events happening every year. So I've been doing the best I can to stick to it. I've tried giving classes here and there, but again, because it's kind of scary for the public still. So even the people, like my friends who've been with me all this time, that wanted to learn, they still back down because, again, it's a different culture than any other style. So they had a problem getting into it as well. So I didn't, and I really didn't have the tool or the tools to teach people yet. I don't know how to spread it I don't know how to share this knowledge with them because my knowledge of Krump was limited. So I didn't want to put myself in a position where I would call myself the best Krumper in my country or the best teacher because I don't have the knowledge yet. So even when my brother was pressuring me to actually give classes, I was like, no, I still need to learn this properly before I can call myself a teacher. But again, my friends pressured me, my brother also pushed me more so I decided to share with my friends what I already know about Krump, or what I already understand about it, and I simply was using the way Tarais would teach people through his videos. I would use the exact same methods. I would try to add my touch into it as well, just so it's not too much for the people to handle. But at the same time, I still felt that I needed to learn more. So I had an opportunity with one of our sponsors here in Kuwait. It's a dance academy called Lapa. I had a project in France where I had the opportunity to meet Grishka. Thank you for meeting. Okay, so I went to France and I met Grishka, and to me that was the first time I would meet a Krumper in person. Like even before, when I used to post videos on my Instagram, I would have some of the Krumpers talking to me, be like, "Hey, are you serious? Is it really just you out there?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Man, that's crazy," and that's it. So when I actually met Grishka, the only reason why he was intrigued to meet me when a friend of mine told him about my story is because he wanted to know how is this guy surviving on his own all this time. So I told him my story. I explained to him how I've been trying to spread Krump here, but to be honest with everyone, Kuwait is not that much into dance in general. So people have been having a hard time accepting dance in general. So the idea of seeing such an aggressive dance style come out of nowhere, and there's this just one person who's really good at it, and he's doing it really good, but at the same time, a lot of people here, they reject what they don't know. So even when I'll be Krumping, let's say in competitions or in events or even in the streets, like us dancers, we'd be going out and we would just put a speaker on and we'd be dancing and I'd be Krumping. A lot of people, they would watch us, and the minute I walk in, that's when people would, they would just let up and be like, "Hey, what the hell's going on here? What's this guy doing?" So our country is a very calm, chill country, so the idea of someone getting into such a style is something kind of weird to the society, and it's something scary to them. So 3 years ago, when I started actually dancing in public, I did a few videos in public, and I uploaded them on my YouTube channel. I was shocked of the response of the people. A lot of people really didn't like what I did, and during my shoot, I had a lot of people trying to stop me from dancing, but I did it anyway. My experience with Grishka was actually interesting. I spent most of the time just talking to him about how I was really sad of the struggle that I'm in. I just didn't know what to do. But he told me something very interesting. He said, "Mishal, you have something really amazing. The fact that you're alone out there is actually a good thing, not a bad thing." When he told me this, I was like, how? I mean, all this time I've been having ups and downs. I've thought about quitting Krump. I've thought about forgetting about the style. How is it a good thing? He's like, your dedication to the style all this time when you're alone, that's exactly what's going to make the people follow you. So that's why you should actually tell the people your story instead of just, being in a hurry of telling them what what Krump is. Tell them who you are first. Tell them what your story is, and that's how they're going to be inspired, and they want to know what the style is and how did it make you so dedicated to it all this time, even though it was just you. So I was like, really? It's been about a year since he told me this, and I've been thinking about it literally every day. So again, because I don't have anyone around me, I still had a lot of questions. But again, I was waiting for the next chance. I would meet another Krumper and ask him these questions or share this knowledge with him because I still want to learn. And then another great opportunity came when I met Yaya.
Well, first I would like to say that the story is extremely impressive, and I feel like after hearing this story, there is no excuse of why you shouldn't be doing something. You know, even if you are alone in the whole country for so many years, there is just no excuse for anything, right? Extremely impressive. I am really glad that you are sharing this story. So I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to actually dance with you and work with you. And maybe you will be coming to Krump this year for the first time.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. When she told me about it, I was like, really? It's like 10 days, nothing but workshops and all. To me, it's still something so amazing, and for a person who've never been into this at all. Like I've never even been in a Krump session or a Krump battle or nothing. So I don't know what that feeling is. So the idea of having so much of it at once, it's so overwhelming. But I'm really looking forward to it.
Mishal never been in a real Krump session. Battle. So after my workshop today, I called him out. And after the session, how was the experience for you?
Woo! It was overwhelming, to be honest. I don't know what happened to me. To be exact, I really don't know what happened to me. Just something changed inside me as the battle began. Like as the music was playing, and I was just watching her right there in front of me. The idea of me battling another Krumper was, all these ideas were coming in my head all at the same time. So as I was getting into my movement, as I was getting into the session, I was still thinking, wow, so this is how it feels to be in a battle. And as I'm moving and like doing the basics that she taught me, taunting her at the same time, I'm still thinking, wow, I'm actually taunting Yaya. What's happening here? So it was very new to me, completely new. I didn't know exactly what my body and my brain was going through, but I was just moving, and I loved it. So and I was loving it at the same time. That's why I was continuing my movement. I just didn't stop until my breath was almost out.
What surprised me actually a lot was that there was some foundation or basics that you didn't know at all that when I was teaching you. But because you've been doing it for so long, you have the feeling already and you have the characters. Then when you got those foundations, it was like bang, 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 and you got it right away. And really seriously, you are so dope. He's really dope. So you just watch out for him. He's really dope. So any last words that you would like to say?
Thank you so much for this experience. I really loved it, and I really don't know how to thank you. And I really looking forward to to meeting all you Krumpers out there. I'm gonna be there in Krump next year, inshallah. So I'm hoping to meet you all.
What is actually crazy is that the dance scene out here is not even, as you said, it's not even that accepted, and it's not even big, it's not even huge out here. And let's say, yes, there was a country where the dance scene would be huge and the dance would be accepted, and you still would be the only Krumper out there, it would be easier. It wouldn't be easy, but it would be easier. But you are in a country where the dance scene is not huge at all, and it's not as accepted yet. You guys have like one place where you guys are dancing, which is Loyak, right? They have one place in the whole country. They have one place in the whole country, Loyak, where they dance. Only one place. There's no other place. So on top of being the only Krumper in the country, on top of that, the dance scene is not accepted as much. On top of that, the dance scene is really small. On top of that, they only have one place in the whole country where they can dance. How crazy is that?